What's up, guys? I'm JJ.
I'm Angel.
I'm Jack.
And this is PM Football.
I know some of you may be confused on who this is. If you don't know who it is, check our latest college football video. We explain exactly who this is.
Yeah. What'd I tell you?
I guess so. You were right. I'll give you that.
You were wrong.
I was wrong.
You say you were never wrong, though.
What are you talking about?
You say you're right, I'm wrong all the time. You were wrong.
I admit it. I am wrong. I was wrong about this. Absolutely.
2 scores, huh?
Look, I also
scores.
I also retracted my statement and also said, look, I may have jumped the gun. I do see a possibility that you guys do win. However, I admit I did choose the Lions to win comfortably, and I was very wrong.
We lose to the Rams, and I said it as soon as we lost to them when we recorded our video last week. We're beating the Lions, and you called me crazy.
Yeah, I did. You're absolutely right about that. I was wrong. However, my season prediction about the Bills are correct.
No, they're not.
Yes. Oh, don't fall for it, JJ. Look, they are going to win the wild card. They're going to go into the division.
No, first of all, you're wrong. We're going to win the 1 seed.
I don't know.
Pat, if Pat's out.
All right, good point. All right, good point. Even worse, so you're not going to win a play. You may win one playoff game then. Either way.
You're the one saying the AFC's weaker.
It is.
So how do we not have the easier path?
What are you talking about? You didn't let me finish.
Okay, go ahead.
Didn't let me finish. Look, there's a 50-50. Let's say hypothetically the Bills get the 1 seed. I think you guys have a 50-50 shot of advancing to the AFC Championship game. You guys aren't getting past that. Bills are going to build.
Insane.
How's that insane?
Who are we losing to?
You even said the Ravens would be.
The Ravens would be scary, but I think they could lose in the first round.
Playoff Mahomes is a different breed.
He's hurt.
What if he's back healthy by playoff time?
You're allowed to jump in.
Mahomes is healthy, always, forever.
Indeed.
You'll never not be healthy.
The refs are always helping as well.
Okay. We beat them already, though.
That's fine. What did you say? It's the regular season. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
So it doesn't
But,
matter.
that's our only thing we're
going off. The playoffs
of.
are a different animal. Patrick Mahomes in the playoffs are a different animal. If you were to play the Chiefs in the playoffs today, assuming Mahomes is healthy, I'm going with the Chiefs.
This is the worst we've beaten the Chiefs in a regular season game, too.
That's fine.
Like, we beat them pretty bad. No?
How many times have you guys beaten them in the regular season?
The last, 4 years.
And how many times have you beaten them in the playoffs?
Never.
Thank you. Good point.
But
good point.
You're not listening to what I'm saying.
I don't
The
need
other
to.
times we've played the Chiefs in the regular season, it's been like a 3-point game every time. We beat them by 9 points.
Have you heard his reason on why this year is different for the Bills than any other year?
No, I have not.
Why don't you tell him? Why
I don't know.
this?
What is my reason?
It's because they're having fun.
Fun.
Yeah.
He says this year for the Bills is different than all the other years because they are having fun.
So are the Chiefs.
No, they're not.
So are the
Thank
Lions.
you.
No, they're not.
Thank you.
So are the
No,
Guess
Titans.
who else is having
So are the
fun?
Ravens.
They're not.
16 other teams in the league are having fun playing football.
The Eagles aren't.
I strongly disagree.
Why?
They may have issues, but to say they're not out there having fun winning games.
They don't like each other.
You didn't see Jalen Hurts showing up all iced out. By the way, sick chain. Have you seen that chain?
So dressing a certain way means you're having fun?
No, you didn't let me finish. Comes out to the press conference, has a little smirk, and was like, is that what y'all wanted to see? Because he knows what he knows the media was talking. He knows that, and I'm not trying to sound like I'm defending the Eagles or Jalen Hurts, but he knows a lot of what the media said wasn't true, and that they're having fun. Because they're winning games. It's always fun winning games. We can attest to that. When is the most fun you guys have had working in football? When you're winning games.
Watching you throw up on the sideline at South Alabama.
Look.
Oh.
However, look, is that story
From the box. Just watching you yak into the training
is
tent.
that story true? I can't deny
We will get
or
to that story one day.
or confirm that.
It was entertaining.
If this hypothetical day happened where I hypothetically
I know there's
threw
tape.
up on the sideline at South Alabama.
I know there's tape of you yakking because the camera's pointing that way.
Look,
You are definitely yakking. They're cutting to a guy coming out of the medical tent, and you're
we're talking about the Bills having fun.
Yep.
Exactly. Off track here.
Off track. Thank you. Off track. I don't think this year's any different than any other year.
It
because
is.
They're having.
Everybody
You
eats.
can stay delusional. That's
Everybody
fine.
eats.
The Bills are gonna bill.
Thank you. That's
And the
all.
Giants are going to giant.
The Giants will always giant.
Yeah.
Forever giant.
Yes.
Do you know more than 5 words?
Speaking of the Giants. Wait. Before we move on to the Giants, sorry. Who do you guys play this week?
You want to know what our last 3 games are?
Oh, you told me last week,
We
dude. You
play
guys
the
have a
Patriots, the
cakewalk.
Jets, and the Patriots.
It's a cakewalk.
You guys are
We're
losing.
winning
You guys are losing one of the Patriots.
Yeah, when we sit all of our starters, yeah.
Maybe. It's a cakewalk. Whatever. You guys are gonna lose in the playoffs.
You see we're
That's
wearing
all
those
I
red
know.
jerseys this week, too?
They look sick.
I just wish we would bring back the red helmets.
I like the one. I sent
that's
you
a
this a while
fake.
ago.
That's a fake.
Oh, type it in your laptop.
Let's talk about how
Hold
the
on.
New York
Hold
Giants.
on. The Bills' uniforms are more important than the Giants.
I
franchise.
No, I'm
disagree.
talking
I
about uniforms.
disagree.
Oh,
The New York Giants alternate uniforms are
Those
the best
are
in the league.
off the throwbacks.
those are cool. No, wait.
The ones
no,
with,
not
like,
the
brown
brown
pants?
pants.
I'm kidding.
Oh, thank you.
I thought you were talking about
Those
the
are-
throwback.
those have to be up there as some of the worst.
They might be the
uniforms.
worst alternate uniforms I've ever seen. I
It
like the
was
helmet.
Off.
I like their
I
helmet.
thought you were talking about the alt throwback ones that they wear with the giant,
like the
helmet that says
80s
Those are
logo.
nice.
Those are sick.
Those are nice.
Those are sick.
Those should be our actually home uniforms.
Those are sick. I'll give you all that. But
No, we're winning. We're gonna be swagged out this week with the red jersey and the white pants. We've never gone white on red or red on white. It's
you
always
guys are
been.
Bloods.
We are.
Dude.
I almost just did it. Whoa.
Do it.
No.
No, do what you were gonna do. What were you
Nope.
gonna do?
Nothing.
Do it.
Cajun 4-star is all I was gonna do.
If you know, you know. On to the Giants.
Yes.
So, for those who don't know, big Giants
Die
fan
hard
here.
Giants fan.
What are your opinions on how this season has went, and two, the direction you want this team to go?
Listen,
We're listening.
this New York Giants football team is absolutely historically horrible.
They're pretty bad.
This might be, in the 20 years of my life, the worst New York Giants team I've
Oh,
ever
boy.
seen in my entire life. The offense is sufferable to watch.
Insufferable.
Insufferable to watch. I struggle to watch the games.
What?
I had to turn on Red Zone.
What?
Oh, what?
That's the first time in my life I had to turn on Red Zone
So
What?
you watch
over
Red Zone
the
over
New York Giants game. I was
That's
watching
hard.
the Ravens game last week, and when we were down 35-7, that might have been the lowest of the low I've ever been as a Giants fan.
It's
Watching
the
Really, that was the
Ravens.
lowest
It's the
point?
Ravens.
But
That was
after
the
the
lowest
season
point?
we've had, we're 2-12.
Yeah.
This is the worst team I've ever seen the Giants have in my entire life. Our quarterback is Tim Boyle,
Legend.
who is
Goat.
a Hall of
Goat.
Fame third-string quarterback.
Go.
Dude. Hall of Fame.
Drew Lock,
Go.
another historically bad quarterback.
And he was decent in Seattle.
But he can rap.
He can.
Tommy DeVito,
Mafia.
another absolute
Stud.
Tommy Cutlets.
horrible. Absolutely terrible.
He beat Washington last year. It's not saying much, but he's won NFL games.
The O-line is awful, like
Yes.
always.
Mhm.
The wide receivers, Malik Neighbors, he should be the best receiver in the league right now. If he had a quarterback that could throw him the ball, he would be insane. Every time he touches the ball, he has a big play.
I will say, and I don't want to jump the gun, I'm really looking forward to seeing what you guys do to mess up who your next quarterback
I was
is.
about to
Which was
say.
going to bring
And
up
then
my
he
whole.
goes to Washington.
Which was
to
going to
be
bring
with
up
his
my
best
whole
friend.
question about you guys going into messing up stuff. Are they like what you were just saying that they were going to mess up a quarterback?
Oh,
and he's
yes.
going to go to a
Yes.
different team.
Yes.
Are they cleaning house this offseason?
Good question.
They should, but they won't.
You don't think they're going to fire
It-
Daboll? At
John
least?
Mara has already came out and said he's not going to fire Mara. Not
He's not
Mara.
gonna fire
They're
himself.
not going to fire Joe Shane or Brian
That's a
Dable.
horrible decision.
When did that come out?
However,
When
like
did he say
mid-season,
that? That's changed.
Yeah,
However,
absolutely.
we said the same exact thing when we
Coughlin.
about Joe Judge. We weren't
Oh.
going to fire him. We fired him. Said the same thing about Pat Shermer. Fired him.
So there you go.
Only thing is,
Do you like Daboll?
it's hard when you have an insanely bad quarterback every single year. People saying that they're going to try to turn Daniel Jones into Josh Allen. You cannot turn Daniel Jones into Josh Allen.
What
you
have
can make
I
them
said?
better.
I want to bring something up. I'm sorry to cut you off. When we first met, I would even say we were friends yet because we still like kind of get to know each other.
Yeah, we were going on a couple dates here and there.
Yeah, exactly. We were exclusive, but not fully.
Yeah.
We were
Snapchat.
him, as well as other people that worked in the facility, called me crazy for saying Daniel Jones wasn't good. And I was, at the time, I was baffled by it. And to this day, I'm still baffled by it.
He had flashes. His rookie year, there was a lot of promise. I will say, as a Giants fan, I thought Daniel Jones was the future after his rookie year.
Uh-oh. What did you get to look forward to?
Oh, don't compare.
You can't.
Don't compare.
They won a playoff game.
Yeah, on his fourth year.
No, it wasn't that far in.
Yes.
How far? It was 2 years in.
No, because it was his contract year, right?
I was with you.
It was
guys
his
in college.
contract year.
No,
it was his third year, 2022.
Third year.
Yeah, third year.
That's still
Jaden has
early.
a chance to do it his rookie year.
But it wasn't because of him. We were not in the playoffs because of him. We had a good defense that year.
Mm-hmm.
Our defense got us to the playoffs, and we also had, I think, the easiest schedule in the league that year.
He still won a playoff game against a good Vikings team,
which was insane. I don't know how that happened, and then we lost by 30 the next week to the Eagles. So,
which is painful.
There's that.
Yes.
But yes, the New York Giants are going to somehow mess up their first round pick this year.
Who are you hoping they target, or even just a position?
Yeah, I was going to bring it up. If you were the GM, well, one to kind of backtrack, would you keep Dable or Shane? Both or neither?
Or one or one.
If I had,
other, yeah.
You make the decision right now. You can do whatever you want.
Fire Dable, keep Shane.
I would do the other way around.
I would too. I think
Shane has been no. He's a good drafter. His draft class this year was very
Andrew
very
Phillips
good.
Has been good.
Andrew Phillips,
Tyrone
Tracy.
He's okay.
He's good.
He's
good.
For the what round was he drafted?
Fumbles a lot.
What round was he
fifth
drafted?
round.
That's great value.
He
Tyrone,
fumbles.
It doesn't. But he
for fifth round pick, that's great
value. To be completely honest with you, I think the running back position is the easiest position to draft.
Malik Neighbors.
I can see reasons for that.
We got Andrew Phillips.
Theo
Johnson. Theo Johnson's good.
He's okay.
Theo Johnson's good.
He would be the best tight end for the Commanders, I think.
Tyrone Tracy. Those are probably the 4 hits of the draft class.
Which 4 hits in one class?
Exactly. We only had 6 picks this year.
4 out of 6 is really good.
So, I think Joe Shane is a great drafter.
He didn't do anything in free agency.
That's what I'm saying. He's a great drafter, but his contracts.
He's a reason.
Very questionable.
Saquon is with the Eagles.
Okay, I can rant about this.
Please do.
Saquon Barkley. I'm not going to say I'm happy he's not a Giant, but if he was on the Giants right now, we're wasting his career. We are not in the position right now to have Saquon Barkley paying him a bunch of money for a team that has holes everywhere else on the roster. We should not have paid Saquon Barkley, and I'm very glad we didn't. It just sucks that he's on the Eagles.
I can see
That's all it is.
Yeah,
it sucks that he signs with the Eagles.
If you're so okay with how Shane is as a drafter, right? Why would you not tell Saquon, hey, stick around this year? We'll put you on a 1-year contract. We'll pay you $15 million.
But if you're Saquon, how is that attractive?
He wouldn't want that, yeah. He wouldn't.
If you're Saquon, how is that attractive?
Well, I mean, that's the thing is you got to convince the guy.
You
got to convince the guy, hey, I can draft.
But think about being Saquon.
No, I completely get what he did. But I'm saying that is, as a GM, that's your job.
The one thing I was not happy with was not re-signing Xavier McKinney. We absolutely should have re-signed Xavier McKinney.
A dog.
That I was not happy about. Saquon, if he was on any other team that wasn't an NFC East team, I'd be extremely happy for him because he'd be striving on another team, and he would have been, if he was on the Giants, he would have been dying on the Giants.
When I sent you the message when I first saw it, when it was first announced.
Mm-hmm.
When I first saw it was announced that Saquon was going to the Eagles, I laughed for 2 seconds. And then I was like, oh.
Yeah.
That's still not good for me.
However, if he wins MVP,
he's not gonna.
It's gonna be very sad.
It's already wrapped up.
I agree with JJ. It's already wrapped up. However,
Josh
I think
Allen.
he is probably favored to win Offensive Player of the Year.
Yes, And let me take a
Sure,
little
go
victory
ahead.
lap right here.
Sure, go
Who
ahead.
did I say was winning MVP? At the
You were
beginning of
right
the year?
about that.
I said with the team that the Bills have, if Josh Allen's still able to have this team win, I think I said anywhere from 11 to 12, 13 games, they're on pace to win 14 games.
Yeah.
With how bad everyone was saying their roster was at the beginning of the season,
Mhm.
they're still a 14-win team. It's Josh Allen. If Josh Allen is not on the Bills, they win 6 games.
I agree. Josh
maybe.
Allen is definitely MVP right now, and I also agree.
But that's why I think
Saquon
he
is
should have
definitely
won it.
Offensive Player of the
Yes.
Year.
That's why I think Josh should have won a couple MVPs.
No.
He is the
That's
reason.
just biasy.
No,
That's biased.
he this year is just showing it more amplified. This is one of the best.
No,
Bills
it's
teams,
because
but
he's
is
just
this-
the best quarterback.
Huh?
That's what he's the best quarterback this year. That's what it is. He hasn't been the best quarterback in previous years.
He has.
No.
No.
With how good.
No.
Or whatever.
Well, anything else about
What
the
position
Giants?
group are you hoping
Oh.
they go after?
Yeah.
Quarterback, obviously.
So that's
And
what I wanted to ask.
how do
If you're
you-
the GM?
how do you-
Oh,
How do you approach free agency?
he's telling you.
That's crazy.
Really?
Perfect timing.
Oh wow! For those
Shador,
one, if you don't know, where have you been?
Yeah, you
Two,
should just get off our
yes.
channel right
Should-
now if you don't know
yes,
what that means.
Continue, Shador. Yes.
Shador will be a New York Giant in late April.
Do you think? Where do you think you guys are picking? Like, it's definitely top 3, top 5, but what specific?
It might be
number?
We
One.
really need the Raiders to win a game. Let's just
Yes,
say that.
we do.
It is the poop bowl this week. It's the Raiders and the Jaguars.
Perfect.
Ooh.
Absolutely perfect. The Raiders are going to win this game by 40, and they're going to
I don't
win
know
probably
about
2 more games, so the Giants secure the number 1 pick. And we are taking Shador Sanders.
With the first pick.
First
You
pick.
like Shador over Cam?
I haven't really watched them,
If I'm you guys.
but I will have a further evaluation.
And we would love to have you back. We might do an ODU video because I do plan on going down in the spring
Yes.
sometime.
if
So
I'm you guys, trading back
yes,
to 3, you let the 2 quarterbacks get taken 1 and 2.
That doesn't make sense.
You take Travis Hunter
I don't know about all
and you
that.
sign Sam Darnold.
I don't know about
Absolutely
all that.
not.
You sign Sam Darnold, let Travis Hunter get in there.
We've seen what he's like in the New York media.
You're telling me Travis Hunter is a number
he sees
2
ghosts. He
Who?
sees ghosts.
Huh?
Sam Darnold.
Okay. It's a new
It's
team.
not okay.
I
It's
really
If
It's
don't.
the
could have
same
If
stadium.
he could have Malik Neighbors and Travis Hunter to throw the ball to.
I want a future to look forward to. I don't want
I know,
another
but I
year.
just don't feel like any
Sam
of these
Darnold's
quarterbacks
overrated.
are that.
I agree with that point, though.
Like I just
But it doesn't matter when you're in this situation where when you're in the dumpster fire of the New York Giants, you need to take a huge risk on a player like that
I would
because you have nothing to lose at this point.
I know, but I would rather get the surefire player and Travis Hunter in the first round, and that way you can't mess up. I mean,
Why would we
obviously-
draft a corner?
Okay,
no, no,
look,
no,
look,
at
look,
number
look,
number
look,
3
look.
overall.
Can I say something?
Because you can
I've-
draft a quarterback
I've
later.
started deep diving in players the last couple of days. I'm starting to get my evaluations going now. My first player of the week was Travis Hunter, and I kind of want to. I'm bringing him up for 2 different reasons. One, I want to talk about where I think his best position is. I think by far he is a better corner than a receiver.
Yeah,
Maybe not
They
by
don't-
far, but like he
they
is a
don't
better
ask
corner.
him to do much as a receiver.
Yeah, I think if you're an NFL team and you want Travis Hunter, draft him as a corner. You may have packages here or there as him as a receiver because he is a freak athlete. However, if you're going to draft Travis Hunter in the first round, it has to be as a corner. 2, I want to first say he's extremely talented. He is super talented, super gifted. I think he is slightly overrated. Just from watching his film, I don't know if I'm willing. This is gonna sound. I know people will call me crazy. We'll see how things develop. I don't think he's a top 3, top 5 pick. I really don't. And maybe that may
is
change.
extremely hot take.
I know people will call me dumb. I know it's crazy. I'm just saying how I view it from watching his film this week. I think he's absolutely a first round pick. I think he's an early to mid first round pick. Absolutely. I don't know if I'm willing to take him top 3, top 5.
I just think he's gotten better every year.
I agree. I
And
completely agree.
again, he isn't just solely focused on playing one position.
Mhm.
I think if they tell him, hey, we're going to have you play corner, and he has to strictly focus on playing corner,
Mhm.
he becomes an elite lockdown corner.
And I could absolutely see a scenario where that happens. And I haven't even watched everyone, so for all I know, I could think lesser of other people.
Like a Will Johnson.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And he could end up moving up my board. I'm just simply saying, as of now, I haven't watched many players, but as of now,
Do
when
they
I watch,
throw at him as a
Yeah.
corner?
yeah, they do. He's gotten bagged a couple times.
I know. So I'm saying, like, what do you think? He gets like 5-6 targets a game?
Honestly, I couldn't really put a number on it. Like they do target him though.
Because I think that's the big thing where people are getting lost. This is getting way off topic. But with Will Johnson, why people have
doesn't get
Travis,
targeted.
Exactly.
Mhm.
Travis is rated above him because we've seen him do all these crazy things, but he's being targeted.
Yeah.
Will Johnson
He
has
doesn't get
no
tar-
crazy
He
plays
shuts down
because nobody
half the
throws
field.
the ball to him.
He shuts down half the field. Yep. That's
But
what I'm
again, going back to the Travis Hunter thing,
Mhm.
he's playing 2 positions right now.
Yeah.
If they told him, okay, you're just playing corner, I think he could develop into an elite corner.
And absolutely, like I said,
Especially with how good he is at
like I
corner
said,
already.
I still think he is an early to mid round, first round pick. Like I am not denying that at all. For all I know, like I said, I could watch the other guys and be like, you know what, Travis is better than all these other guys. I'm saying as of now, from the few film I've seen of other guys and the decent amount of film I've seen of Travis Hunter, I personally would not take him in the first 3 or 5 picks.
So he's not your number one corner.
No, I've seen Will Johnson. I'd probably take Will Johnson over.
He's your 2 right now.
As of now, yeah.
What about as a receiver?
Honestly, he's the only receiver I've seen. I haven't seen any other receivers.
What do you
as
think of
now.
his receiver tape?
I think it's good. He doesn't necessarily have like. No, I'll take that back. He has elite ball skills. Like when that ball's in the air,
That's
and
what
it's
makes him
coming to
such a good corner.
Exactly. He's really good at both. He does have really elite ball skills. He doesn't have elite route running.
They don't ask him to do much, though.
That's also fair.
It's
Yeah.
a lot of posts and comebacks.
It's a lot of comebacks.
Yeah.
A lot of comebacks. And maybe this is me being too picky. A lot of times he's afraid to do the dirty work. Like when the ball's
Well,
coming
yeah.
his way as a receiver,
To be
he's
fair,
not putting in the effort.
he's
to put
playing
it on.
150 snaps.
And if,
And I
and if
get
he gets
that.
hurt at receiver,
And-
they're also losing their best
And I
corner.
get that. I completely get that. But as a scout,
Yeah.
I'm not saying I'm a scout, but in the eyes of a scout, in the eyes of a GM, I would like to see my players get full 100, even
Yes.
when they are exhausted. I know it's a little different with him, but scouts and GMs are going to look at that.
Yeah.
That's just a fact of the matter.
Yeah, no. So you are fully on the train of taking quarterback this season?
Yes, unless I see somebody else that is. I'm just not on the train of taking a corner in this draft when you have the opportunity. When you're picking number 1 in the draft, you absolutely cannot mess up that pick. I have gotten to the point where I trust Joe Shane to make the selection and make the right selection. I just think you have to go quarterback. I think it's the only option that makes sense. If we don't go quarterback, who's the best player we're going to get to play quarterback next year?
Kirk Cousins?
And why worry
And
about
why would we sign Kirk Cousins
and why worry about corner when you have Trey Hawkins?
and Deontay Banks
Exactly. Terry's son.
and Cordell Flott?
Indeed.
You don't even talk about the best one.
Which one?
Andrew Phillips.
Exactly.
Andrew Phillips is really good.
He is really good.
Andrew Phillips is really good. He's a great tackler. But anyways,
When we did our remock of the first round, we had him as a first round pick. He is very talented.
he's very
It was a
good.
great selection.
I just don't think corner is a big need, but it's not. We're not taking a corner number 1.
I agree. I think, look, depending on how the QBs look and stuff, as of now, I do think you trade back. I don't agree with taking a corner, though, if you do trade back.
If we're picking number 1, we're taking. a
Where are you
quarterback.
going, though? If you do that?
I don't know. How far do you fall? Like from 1
Like
to 3?
I said, that's what I'm saying. I think I go back 1 to 3.
Can you imagine neighbors with T-Mac? I feel like almost any quarterback
Who's
can
throwing him the
succeed.
ball?
Yeah,
Marcus Mariota, he's going to be a free agent.
I'm so
I get
tired
the
of having
under-
a bad quarterback on this team.
I get that, but do you realize how unlikely it is for first-round quarterbacks to hit? Like, this past season has been an anomaly.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
At least 2 or 3 of those guys are already, we're calling busts.
The only thing that I would be okay with is if the Giants. It would be one more year of another dumpster fire, sign a quarterback, get the best player in the draft.
That's what
That's
I
the only, and then we take Arch Manning.
That's what I think.
I would say, but do
and
you
continue the Manning
realize
legacy.
choosing the wrong quarterback this year could just set your franchise?
I do.
Especially when
I
they're
know.
not already not that good.
Exactly.
But
Then you're just forced
I
to
really
make a
don't
mark.
think
like
Shador or Cam Ward are as bad as like people are really saying that. Like,
They would be.
this isn't a great class, but I don't think they're like horrible. I don't.
I
let me
was,
put it
I
this
was
way.
thinking about this.
Let me put it this way. Out of the last year's class,
I was literally about to say what you're about to say.
where are those guys getting drafted?
But last year's class is an insane class.
Not going into it. No one liked Bo Nix. No one was a huge fan of McCarthy.
They would be.
No one
Well,
was
McCarthy hasn't played
people.
They
People
would be-
didn't like
They
Drake
would.
May.
I'm telling. Look,
yet. I didn't like Drake May, and I still don't.
Who do
believe
you
in
think
Drake
is
May.
the best quarterback in this class? Shador.
Like
Either
this class?
Shador, yeah.
I'm probably
out
going to
of the
stick with
upcoming
Cam Ward.
Out of Shador or Cam Ward, if they were in last year's class, they're probably
The
QB
fifth.
5 or 6.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I'm
Yes.
taking Caleb,
I'm taking
Jaden,
everyone.
Bo.
JJ.
Wait, we're talking
I
about.
wasn't
You're
a
talking
big
about if it
JJ.
was like before the
Like
draft last year, or
you-
we're after the draft. We're talking now. Like if you're like after you know
Let's
what
do
they've done
after
in the
knowing
NFL.
what we know. Knowing what we know, yeah.
I feel like that's not fair though.
I'm not knowing what we know.
Yeah. not
Okay,
knowing
so
what you know.
before
I still am taking
5.
all of those guys.
I'm taking Penix.
Yeah,
I'm taking Penix
and all of the other
No.
three.
Drake
Oh,
May,
no.
Jaden, and Caleb over Cam Ward.
Have you
or
watched
Travis
them?
Hunter. Not
Have
Travis
you
Hunter,
watched these
Shador.
guys this year?
I've seen them. I haven't really watched their film, but I know that I was not a Michael Penix fan, and I also was
I was a
not.
huge Michael.
I wasn't a Michael Penix fan. I wasn't a JJ McCarthy fan,
I
and I wasn't
wasn't a JJ
and I wasn't a
McCarthy
Drake May fan.
Did you
I
like
was
Bo
a Drake
Nix?
May fan.
I thought Bo Nix was okay. I didn't like his
I wasn't
age.
a
I
Bo
thought
Nix
his
I did not like
his
Bo
age
Nix.
scared me a lot because he's like 25 already.
Yeah.
But I thought Bo Nix was a great, already developed quarterback, unlike the other guys.
Before what we know, I would have had Caleb, Jaden, Drake May, and Michael Penix above
I
Shador
still think
or
I'd
Cam
maybe
Ward.
throw JJ in there.
I wasn't a fan of JJ
I
McCarthy.
wasn't
No.
either, but I don't think these guys are
I'd probably
good.
take Cam Ward over JJ McCarthy, honestly.
Would you take Shador over JJ McCarthy?
Maybe. Probably.
Do you
I
think
just
Have
really
you watched-
wasn't a
you-
fan of-
You've watched Shador and Cam Ward?
Not as I've started watching Cam Ward.
Have you?
I will
Not too
agree.
much.
Like
I've watched games from
Cam
the season.
Ward does shine. Like he's, at least for me personally, he isn't as bad as I thought he would be. Not to say I thought he was gonna be bad, but he is definitely better than what I went in thinking he was gonna be.
Yeah.
That's just me. I haven't started Shador yet though.
I just think that if you mess up in this draft and you
set your
draft
franchise back.
Shador or Cam and you're just banking on Malik Neighbors to be the savior of this team,
That's a good way to
I
put it.
think we need to touch back on this once we've all watched
Yes.
the prospects.
Absolutely.
yes, but also not even just for the quarterbacks. You guys need an offensive line. The quarterback can be as
They need
good
a lot.
if the quarterback can be as good as he can be. If they don't have more than 2 seconds, we see with Caleb right now. Caleb's good. He has
He is.
no time to throw the ball.
He is good.
He's getting touched 2 seconds after
He
the
makes
play.
dumb decisions, but he
doesn't
absolutely
have
the
time to
future.
make
He's
plays.
absolutely the future there.
That's
Yeah.
literally the situation that Shador or Cam could be walking into with the Giants next year.
Shador can't run like that.
No, and Cam's just gonna be running around in circles.
Yeah, like Caleb.
I just think
So you're saying the Giants should draft an O lineman?
that's the other thing is I don't think this
no.
O line class is very good either.
I'm
Will
not that big of
Campbell-
a fan of Will Campbell.
Will Campbell's okay. He's a guard.
I think.
Banks-
Look,
Banks
I
is
think he
good.
could be a good tackle in the league. I think he could be an elite guard.
Banks is good.
Will Campbell.
I think
Mine
Banks is
too.
better than Will Campbell.
I haven't seen Banks too much.
I mean, I was around him for.
fair point.
I have been saying since last year he was going to be a
You
first round
have.
pick this year.
You have.
He is good. It's not like the past years though, where there's an elite tackle like a Joe Alt.
Yeah,
They're not that. They're
Yeah,
not
I
that
agree.
type of a player.
I agree.
So you're not going to get a game-changing offensive lineman that high in the draft, unless you end up trading down to like 10 or something and snag one of them, and you end up getting like 2 firsts this year from a team. Does a team have 2 firsts this year?
Not that I know of.
But like that would be best case scenarios if you could somehow end up with 2 first rounders this year.
Yeah. I mean, the offseason's long and chaotic. Who knows what could happen?
I just think best case scenario, you guys take best player available. That's not a quarterback this year. You develop that player with Malik in another season, he's going to be mad again. That's tough. Like
with the
to Washington.
Giants fan media, like, and how big New York sports are and how big like the Giants are in New York. If the Giants do not take a quarterback in this class, there will be fires in the streets of New York City.
Isn't there already?
I think you're right. Like they're gonna. Like
They
have every
have
right to be pissed.
they are like one of the only teams right now that I can think of
Well, guess
other than the
what?
Raiders.
I always say this: the media, they're not in the building.
No,
Who
but
cares?
this is what I was
But
going
it has a lot of
the
influence.
Giants.
It does, but
The Giants are one of the only teams other than the Raiders that I could think of that 100% need a new quarterback going into next season.
I would say even Browns, too. I'll put Browns
I
in there.
think they could rock with Jameis. I mean, I'm not saying they will, but they could.
I think they need to move on.
Where are they going to go?
That ain't my problem.
They're
You know
picking
what
in
I
the
mean?
top 5 too.
Yeah,
Are they really that bad?
Yeah.
they're pretty bad.
I think. I'm pretty sure they're
No,
they're
they're
the top
pretty
5
bad.
pick right now.
Yeah, they're 3-11.
Yeah,
I didn't realize they were that bad.
The Giants beat the Browns this year.
that's what I'm saying. Like those three teams, you
How
absolutely
did the
need a
Browns
quarterback.
beat the Steelers?
Rivalry? Just do that.
Rivalry.
All right.
All right. Well, you guys already talked about
So-
your team.
Wait, you're firing Dayball? Before we move
Only
on to
thing
the
is, I
Commanders,
really feel like if they get fired, if one gets fired, the other one's gone too.
this is what I just wanted to bring this up. Why would you, if that were your decision, why are you firing Dayball?
Because a guy that's supposed to be an offensive mastermind, and you have an elite receiver like Malik Neighbors, and a good running back, and you had Daniel Jones, who you could have created into a good quarterback,
He wasn't good though.
but when you come in and you're
Yeah.
supposed to be the offensive mastermind
Okay,
to this team,
JJ, it's the NFL. Everyone has tools.
Yeah, and that's what happens. You go into a bad situation and they don't develop you right.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I'm not necessarily. That's why I think I would rather keep Dable. I feel like he's shown more coaching ability than Shane has as a GM. And yes, he's hit on a lot of draft picks, but that's just half of the story. He mismanages free agency severely.
I just think that if you have like I said, like a guy that comes in and you expect him to be the offensive guy that he's supposed to be, and you're still, even after getting rid of Daniel Jones, your offense can't move the ball downfield. We don't score touchdowns.
Yeah.
Even if it's Tommy DeVito or Drew Lock, they look awful. Like, it's not even like
They're
Malik-
also backups. Like, let's
But-
not act like these guys are starters in the NFL.
But your offense is like it's awful to watch. Like this is the
But-
worst offense I've ever
But I'm
seen.
going to use the same argument you just used about
And how do you pay a
bad the
quarterback
team
$40
is.
million and you cut him?
That's what I said.
But that wasn't him. Was
That's
it?
what I
Was it
said.
Shane?
Yeah.
Did Shane do it?
Yes.
Yep.
Okay. That's why I
However,
said fire Shane.
but like, okay, to be fair, Giants fans kind of wanted that deal after that season because of we got to the playoffs and won a playoff game.
I called.
Daniel
from the
Jones
beginning.
has showed promise that season. And
But
then,
for like half of a season. It
The
wasn't even like it
same-
was a full season where they were like, oh, okay, Daniel Jones is actually kind of good.
I think he threw like 19 touchdowns that year.
Yeah.
When
He
I
like
had the
15
same
rushing
reaction
touchdowns.
when the Giants re-signed Daniel Jones, as the same reaction when the Eagles re-signed Wentz and when Dallas re-signed Dak both times. I was like, oh, thank God. Because you know what you're going to get out of them. Like, yes, he won a playoff game, but, like, you know what you're getting out of them. And I get it's the markets, the timing, this, that. You know what you're getting out of them. I never understood the Daniel Jones hype. I never saw it. I never understood it. I never got it. And maybe with another team, he ends up working out. But
It's because
I don't see it happening. I never thought it would happen. And I'm going to stick with it. It's not going to happen.
he had speed and he had the arm and the size. He just couldn't get it all together. There was just something about it, and I don't know if it was coaching.
He's not a good quarterback.
It could have, like, it genuinely could have been coaching. It all could have been Brian Daboll, but he was also with Joe Judge. Joe Judge was
One of the
he
worst
wasn't-
coaches
he wasn't that
ever.
good
he was a
in
special
college.
teams coordinator.
But that's
He
my
was one
entire
of the
thing.
worst
Like,
coaches ever.
but that's my even in college. Like, I was not impressed. I really was. Like,
no, I didn't like Daniel.
but
Jones
that's
in
what I'm
college
saying.
either.
Throughout from him in college
To the draft
to
process
today.
to the NFL.
from
You
when
never
he
saw-
got
did you
drafted,
see the-
2019.
I won't go as far as to say what I was about to say. I was going to say I never saw development. There was definitely development. But
He
it
had
just,
tools,
It just
yeah.
never worked.
For over 5 years
He
now.
couldn't-
He got drafted 2019, right?
Yeah, he couldn't put it
Because
all
it was the
together.
same year as Haskins. For over 5 years now, I have said I do not see it. There is nothing that is showing me he can be a good NFL quarterback.
See,
and
the
I'm
thing
sticking
is
with
he
that.
was until this year he was never so bad to the point where it was like we absolutely need a quarterback to fix this team. It was a lot of things going on around him. Like the offensive line was terrible, or we didn't have receivers. Before Malik, we had nobody. With at least with Daniel Jones, Sterling Shepard was our best receiver for like 3 years. So we had no receivers. We had Saquon, but you can only do so much with a running back when you're a quarterback.
Yeah.
He had really nothing around him, which was the biggest argument for Daniel Jones, for him to stay on the Giants. Was there were so many Giants fans that loved Daniel Jones that were defending him just because they were saying that he had no weapons. And that was probably the biggest thing until this year when he got Malik Neighbors and he has I don't like Darius Slayton that much, but like Darius Slayton's not a horrible wide receiver
He's
too,
not terrible.
and he had to be a wide receiver 1 the past 2 years, which Darius Slayton is not a wide receiver 1 at all.
No. He's not.
Wandale Robinson is a guy that can run a slant and get like 8 yards for you.
Jalen Hyatt sucks.
Jalen Hyatt,
He's so
awful,
bad.
cannot run a route.
I liked him coming out of
I
college.
was
too.
never a fan of Jalen
I was a Jalen
Hyatt.
Hyatt fan.
He can't catch a ball now either, so
He
I don't.
sucks.
It's just the Giants. I don't know. It's just there's something going. I will admit that the 2023 Joe Shane draft wasn't great.
So
Mike John, it wasn't great, but like this past year, hitting on 4 of your 6 draft picks is
yeah, but
pretty
what
impressive.
was the year before?
John Michael Schmidt sucks. I'm not gonna lie.
I was a fan of his too.
I was
liked
too.
him.
I
Did
Did
liked
we
him.
watch film of him
Mhm.
together?
He was in
Yeah.
Minnesota, right?
Yeah.
yeah.
Deontay Banks sucks.
All right.
You
I-
did.
I was
you
half
were a
right.
big Deontay Banks.
I was
hater.
also a big Deontay Banks. I was a big fan of Deontay
I
Banks.
He was a hater.
I was a big fan of
Should
Deontay
I
Banks.
embarrass myself right now?
Yeah.
I was a big hater. And this was before we drafted him. I had Forbes over Banks.
You
No.
did.
Before we
gosh.
drafted him, yeah.
I
Although he's
hated it.
making a comeback with the Rams.
I guess so.
I did not
so.
like that. I never liked Forbes.
I thought he was decent.
If you weigh
I'm-
137 pounds, you're not playing in the NFL.
I thought he was a ball hawk in college. What can I say? I was very wrong about
because
that.
people
I'll admit.
were like, "There's no way this guy's
Look,
gonna pick."
It's not
this
like
ball."
it's not like I was high on him. He was my corner 4, so like it's not like
Yeah.
I was high on him, but like I did have him ahead of Banks.
At least neither of you guys drafted Kyrie Elam.
Fair point.
Yeah, he's awful.
No, Forbes is definitely
He's
worse.
awful.
Forbes is
Kyrie Elam, Forbes did get cut already. Kyrie
Forbes
Elam
is-
started last
Forbes
game
is
against
the
the Lions
worst
and we
first
won.
round draft pick for Washington in my memory.
Kyrie Elam started for us last week.
But why would you want Christian Gonzalez?
Huh?
Why would you want?
Because he's a dog.
That is the worst
He's an
thing.
animal.
That's one of the worst draft situations.
I had to talk myself into that. Y'all were there. I had to talk myself into that.
You were like, okay, why? Wait,
I was
is
hyped.
he gone? Like,
you
did
guys-
somebody take him?
Do you guys remember when I believe it was the Steelers before us and they selected Broderick Jones? I was like, oh my God, we're getting Christian Gonzalez. I was going because he was my corner 1 for the draft. And then I was like, oh my God, we're getting Christian Gonzalez. Like, Ron Rivera just brought him a couple more years in Washington. And he said he made it with Forbes. And I just stared at the TV.
You were like,
You weren't that mad though.
You
No,
were
I was like, all right.
you were like, he catches picks.
I was like, look. Yeah, I was talking about something. I was like, look, he has like 6 pick sixes. He has the most pick sixes in NCAA history.
Breeding off of all Washington
Yeah.
Twitters.
Yeah, yeah, go on Washington.
They
Twitter,
said he has.
yeah,
Wait, he's only 137.
yeah,
Wow.
yeah.
But he
so,
has 6 pick sixes.
back to the whole Deontay Banks thing. Yes, I didn't like him, but I did have Forbes ahead of him, so not the best look.
Let's talk about the commies.
We're on to the
Speaking
commies
of
now.
Emmanuel Forbes,
Speaking of football, he's not on my team anymore.
hold on. I want to bring this up before you go into the commies.
Mhm.
Do you listen to 106.7 at all? Like the radio?
I
station?
only listen to Sport Junkies when it's like the
Yeah.
3 or 4 guys. I only
So,
listen to them,
you
and
know,
not
like-
even like listen to them. I'll just watch clips of
You
them.
know Grant and Danny on there?
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of Grant.
Or
and
B,
Danny.
what about B Mitch and Finley?
I don't. I like B. Mitch and Finley.
B Mitch is a big proponent of. I hope I don't get this wrong. It might not be B Mitch. It's one of the guys on 106.7 is a big proponent that St. Juiced is
Is a terrorist.
overhated.
Oh, I don't think it's B Mitch. I think
It's the guy. It's the late night guy.
A couple of them do say he's overhated, which I completely disagree.
Well, they keep comparing the stats between him and Sainristil, and that he's only given up 8 more passes than Sainristil, and
A
that
rookie.
Sainristil has given up more yardage.
Guess what? A rookie who's playing out of position. He played slot in corner.
Yeah, no,
And
he's
now
playing
he's on the
outside
outside
corner. Yeah,
he's
it's
playing
ridiculous.
amazing. Like,
Yeah,
compare them all you want. End of the day, St. Juice is a 4-year veteran. Sainristil's a rookie who's not playing his natural position and is looking like a dog.
Yeah.
So, like, compare them all you want. You're wrong for comparing them. I'm not saying
no,
you
I
are.
know. I was more so asking you about this because I was trying to see if you were lighting up on
No,
the fact
call-
that you hate him that much.
And I'm glad you brought up. Guess how many snaps St. Juice played this week? Because it was Marshawn Lattimore's debut. Guess how many snaps he played?
I guess like 7.
He played 3 snaps all game, 2 in the first half. Came in on third down for 1 play in the second half. Got a flag for grabbing someone's face mask and was yanked off the field, didn't go back in. How are you a terrorist? 3 snaps in the game, St. Juice. Makes no sense. He's a terrorist. He doesn't belong in Washington. Get him out. We won the game, though.
You guys suck.
Look,
You guys are frauds.
Look, how are we frauds? We over exceeded expectations. How are we frauds?
You guys should have just lost to the Saints.
We didn't deserve to lose.
You did.
How?
How did
How
you
were
go?
they better than
How
us?
was it a 1-point game?
Well, okay. I'm glad you brought that up. That last touchdown should have never happened for 2 reasons. One, we should have never let Rattler march down the field. Completely agree with that. Rattler should have never marched down the field. However, there needs to be a punishment for the refs. And you know what I'm talking about? That's not acceptable. For whatever reason, you don't know what we're talking about. The clock was supposed to keep going with 9 seconds left. They stopped it for 3 seconds. Gave Saints the time to spike the ball and have 3 seconds remaining on the clock. It should have been at 0. The last touchdown should have never happened. So, shame on the
What
refs.
was the last touchdown? Like, how did they make it close? Like, was it a big touchdown?
It was like on the 1 yard line.
Oh.
Yeah.
It was on the 1 yard line.
I didn't see.
I
I didn't
remember-
get
I
to see
remember
the
it
end
was
of the
too.
game.
It was to who's that? Is it Moreau? I think.
Oh,
that's,
Foster Moreau. Yeah.
I think
It
that's
was
who the
him.
last
Mhm.
touchdown.
So
was
they
to.
drove down the field. Like how
I wouldn't even say down
I'll
because
be honest.
we missed like a 50-yard field
I'll be
goal.
honest with you. I didn't see the end of the game, so I don't.
We
know
missed
how
like
the
a
last-
50-yard field goal, so they were in like decent field goal. They were in decent field.
They were near the
position.
50 already.
Yeah,
Okay, and how much time is on the clock?
I'm gonna say either just under 2 minutes or just over a minute with like 2 timeouts left. So like,
They could easily drive
Yeah.
down the field.
yeah. Again, we should have never let Rattler march down the field.
But I want to know how it got to the point where it was even a 1-score game, because last time I had the game on, it was like 20-7, 20-6, something like that.
I mean, just predictable play
They took
calling.
the foot off the pedal.
I think they just tried to get too cute with it. And by they, I mean both coordinators. I think Joe Witt Jr. and Cliff Kingsbury called a very great game in the first half. And they just didn't repeat it in the second half. I'm not saying do the exact same thing, but I think they tried to be a little too flashy, a little too... I don't even know how to describe it. Like, they weren't sticking with what seemed like the game plan was. Because first half, it was going pretty smoothly. Like, I know it was a different quarterback and stuff, but, like, we're marching the ball down the field. We're making completions. We're making third downs. We're stopping the ball. We're getting turnovers. Then...
It is also hard to game plan for a quarterback that's never played.
He's
The
played.
Saints.
Yeah,
Wait,
I mean...
what?
Hainer?
Hayner's played.
This was
Starting?
his first start.
His first start, he's been in the game.
Yeah, he's
though.
been in games.
I'm not saying
I don't
like
know.
it. Yeah, no, I agree with you to the point that it's hard to game plan for a guy like that. But it's also a guy's first start.
Look,
You're not expecting him
I
to be
admit
good.
it was way closer than it should have been. It should have never been that close. But at the same
On top
time,
of the fact he got benched.
when look at this, Saints
He's
won
awful.
before the game. The Saints won 3 of their last 4. And I'm not saying they're a good team,
Wait,
but
what?
But before the Washington game, Saints won 3 of their last 4.
I mean, I
They also
believe
played
you.
the Giants.
I just want to see what their
Fair
record
point.
is.
I believe they're at 5 wins.
5-9.
Yeah,
that's not true because they started the season 4-0 or something like that.
no, they were 2-0.
Okay, so they've never whatever. It doesn't matter.
The Giants are awful.
It doesn't matter. You just saw the Giants.
Look,
on there.
and again, I'm not excusing. It should have never been that close. I'm not excusing them. I have us losing to Philly. because like we didn't look good, and every year we come back from the bye just looking awful.
Well, we
It
didn't talk
happens.
about who you guys play. Who do you guys
Yeah, who
play
do you
this
guys
week?
play?
This week, the Falcons.
Oh, okay, that's a loss.
Yeah.
Okay, back to the. You guys play who? Philly.
Yeah,
You think there's no chance?
No, I'm not saying that. It's a divisional game,
Washington?
and it's in Washington. And I believe if we win this, I think we just have to win one more game, and we clinch a playoff spot.
I'll look right now.
All right,
You guys
I-
are 9-5. Seahawks are 8-6. Falcons 7-7. Cardinals 7-7. There's 3
Seahawks-
games left.
Seahawks
Yeah.
doesn't matter because them and the Rams will just switch if they
Yeah.
end up winning.
Because they play this.
We
week,
really just
right?
worry about the Falcons. Is really our only worry, and we play them after
So let's
this
say
week.
okay, you guys lose this week. You go to 9-6. Falcons win. They go to 8-7.
We
You
beat
beat the
Atlanta.
Falcons.
We clinch a playoff spot.
Yeah.
I think if I have to make a prediction, this is what I think. I think we lose this week to Philly.
Wait.
Wait, y'all can't even win the division anymore?
No.
We could still get the 1 seed. It's just extremely unlikely.
What I was
but
gonna
we could
say
still get
is-
the 1 seed. It's just very, very unlikely.
If you guys lose this week, let's say you guys lose this week,
Mhm.
right? You go to 9-6.
Mm-hmm.
Seahawks win. They go to 9-6.
Mm-hmm.
Rams drop to 8-7, right?
Yeah.
Rams win out, right? Seahawks win out. Seahawks win the
So
division.
that's another scenario.
That's what I'm saying.
It's if we win one more game,
So you
the
guys
Seahawks
don't
and
clinch
Rams would have to
Lose.
win out, but they play each other
once
in the final week of the season. If
Yeah.
they tie, Washington would be out and they would both be in.
Well,
but they would both
could
have
still
to win.
both be in anyway.
How?
You guys are losing this week. Or never mind. That one would be at 7 losses.
Exactly.
You guys play who again in the last 3 weeks?
This week's Philly, next week's Atlanta, and then after that's at Dallas. I think
So you
we
guys need the Eagles to lose out.
no. We just have to
Yes.
win one of the next 3. No,
They
'cause
need to
we're not
lose.
even going for the division.
He's saying for the division.
Oh, for the
That's
division.
not going to happen.
No, I'm not even worried about the division.
They
at
played
this
it. They played the Giants.
Yeah,
last
no,
week.
we're not. I gave up on the division a few weeks ago.
The
That's
Eagles could be
something.
resting their starters for that game, so the Giants might win another
The
game.
Giants are
Look,
also
I'm
putting
not even
everybody-
worried about
every
the
single
division.
starter on the IR because they don't want to win.
I'm not worried about the division. I already accepted it's not out. It wasn't supposed to be ours in the first place. Like,
Yeah, but now you got to make sure you make the playoffs.
I think we literally just have to win one of our next 3. I don't think it's gonna happen this week. You're at home for Atlanta. I feel really good about that. I really do. And then you go to Dallas. I know we lost to Dallas this year, and I hope we don't do what we did early in the
Is it
year.
at Dallas?
It's at Dallas.
I would be scared.
But if we beat Atlanta, who cares? Because you beat Atlanta, you clinch a playoff spot.
And you know how bad the Cowboys are going to win.
If you beat Atlanta,
Absolutely.
If you beat Atlanta and you lose to the what's the scenario?
you just got to
both
win one of
teams-
the next 3.
What's the scenario? Both those teams can make it still.
Who LA and
Seattle.
so they both would have to win out,
Uh-huh.
play each other in the final
And then
week
tie.
of the season, and then tie, and then they will both be in. Look, it's very unlikely,
What
but
if
it
they
could
just
happen.
are like, hey, let's rest both our starters. Let's both go into the playoffs.
but they
And
will
we'll just
both.
knee the ball out the entire game.
I mean, maybe, but they would both have to win out. I don't know who they play the rest of the season, but they both have to win out for
keep
that
talking and all
scenario
that.
to even happen.
The Seahawks play
But yeah, it was very embarrassing. this last week.
Minnesota,
Yeah,
Chicago, and LA. And then LA play.
I don't see Seattle
That's 2
beating.
losses.
That's what I'm saying.
Or the Rams play.
I don't see Seattle beating Minnesota.
You know who Seattle lost to this year?
The Rams play Dallas. Nope, that's preseason. The Rams play. They could win out.
Hey,
They play-
Seattle's not beating Minnesota.
They play the Jets, the Cardinals, and the Seahawks.
I think the Cardinals could be a close game.
So are the Cardinals like out?
No, they're still in. They're still
No, they'd
fighting
be
for it.
out if you guys win.
If we win, then yeah. But we would have to beat Philly this week, which I don't think is going to happen.
Yeah, no, they'd be. They're the Falcons and Cardinals are both 7-7.
Yeah.
So pretty much one NFC South team's making it, or one NFC West team.
Yeah.
One of those teams are going to make it, unless the tiebreaker
Wait, no.
scenario happens.
No.
Yeah, because it's the Vikings
two
and
North
Packers.
team. Yeah, 2 North
No,
teams
but
are
I'm
making it.
saying only one of those teams are going to make it then. The West. Only one of the NFC West teams are going to make it more than likely.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's
Yeah,
what I was saying.
if my final projection is 2 teams from the North are going to
Yeah,
make
so
it,
Vikings, Packers,
and then
Commanders.
Washington would make it. I honestly think we make the playoffs.
I think you got, after looking at it, you guys have a really good shot. I would say like 80% chance.
Funny you say that. Is it NBC? Whoever does the percentage has the 87% chance of us making.
I think
the
you
playoffs.
guys have a really good chance, unless
do
you
too.
guys just
It would have to go absolutely horribly.
you
wrong.
guys need you guys
Which
would
we're
screw yourselves
Washington.
over. Could happen.
Could happen. Very well. Could
You
happen.
guys would have to mess it up.
Yeah.
You don't have to worry about other teams being a variable. You have to worry about yourself.
We
and that's
control
it.
our destiny.
Yes.
We control our
That would
destiny.
make a great episode if you guys didn't make the playoffs.
Oh, I would love to be in here. What if like with the Falcons? We should watch the Falcons and the Commanders game together. Because if you guys lose that game,
Should we live stream that?
that'd be cool. If you guys lose that game, because
I'll put this on.
Mitchell's a Falcons fan.
I'll put
too.
this on TikTok. We will live stream the Atlanta. Oh, it's a Sunday night game too.
And Obi.
Should we bring Obi?
Is he
Should we
here?
live stream it? Well, we'll
Like we're
consider
acting like
live
we're not on
streaming it.
camera
Yeah,
right now.
He's an Obi.
Oh, well, just tell us everybody where we are.
Y'all know
Damn it,
we're in
damn it.
Virginia.
Villanova.
We'll think about live streaming it.
Yeah, we're in
we'll think
Philly.
about it.
Villanova. Yes.
We'll think about it.
And then going over to the AFC standings, we're moving on to the playoffs already. We just did the whole NFC. Let's stick
Yeah,
with it.
Good
We're going to
point.
the AFC. Unless you wanted to say something else about the
No,
Commanders
I'm good.
before we
I'm
move
good.
on.
I feel like I've got enough off my chest.
Okay. So right now, the 5, 6, 7 seed are the Ravens, Broncos, Chargers.
Yep.
Ravens sitting at 9-5, Broncos sitting at 9-5, Chargers 8-6.
Mhm.
That's pretty much wrapped up
That's
actually,
gonna- yeah,
because
that's
the
gonna
next
happen.
the next team is 6-8.
Yeah, the Colts are not making the playoffs.
No.
The
The
Colts
only-
are not good.
The only movement this is really going to have is maybe the Ravens flipping with the Steelers and the Steelers becoming a wild card team and the Ravens win the division.
Yeah. No. I think,
Man, I thought there was more to talk about in the AFC.
No,
I was so
honestly,
wrong.
and we could completely be wrong. It's the NFL. You
Wait a
never
second.
know what could happen.
Wait a second. This is like breaking news.
What?
Michael Penix replaces Kirk Cousins as Falcons starter.
Well, it's Penix time. We
It
said
is.
it last week.
It's time to flash the Penix.
Flash the Penix. It's time.
Breaking
Michael
news.
Penix replaces Kirk Cousins as Falcons starting quarterback.
We're about to see. If he
Look,
should
maybe
have been
Washington
taken in the
doesn't make
first
the.
round.
If he could light up that offense. Look, so far,
This
offensive.
was announced 20 minutes ago.
So far, rookie quarterbacks look 4 for 4.
I'm so
right now.
glad I was on ESPN because we would have just never talked about this.
Rookie quarterbacks look 4 for 4 right now. Michael Penix to make it 5 for 5, which makes it even more difficult for Washington. So here we are talking about they have an 87% chance. If Michael Penix ends up just completely,
It's going to happen.
There's 3 games.
It's going to
left.
happen.
There's 3.
Michael
games.
Penix is going to win Offensive Rookie of the Year. No, I'm just kidding.
That's crazy.
He's taking
That
them to
was
the playoffs.
That was his prediction.
my
before the
story.
season started.
My story was Penix was going to replace him after 5 games. He was going to on a crazy tear, bring him to the playoffs.
Dang, now it's not going to mean us. I wanted to beat Kirk Cousins at.
Now you got to
At
beat
FedEx.
the Penix.
I mean, I still have faith. I also haven't seen him play.
He's so good.
No, I like him. I liked him.
And they're
So good.
supporting.
I
love
liked him.
Penix.
I liked him.
Penix was like my 3rd favorite quarterback. in
I won't go
class.
that.
He was.
He was
I-
my 4.
He was my 3.
He was my 4.
He was my 3rd favorite
I
quarterback.
think he was my 4 or 5.
He was my 4.
Penix
but I
was
liked
3.
him.
And I think
had
I
both-
also
I
have
got-
a little bit of a recency
I had-
bias with him because when he played Texas in the playoff game, that was the best performance I'd ever seen from a quarterback ever.
Who do
He
you have
did not miss a throw.
No,
Who did he
He's
have
a
at
dog.
receiver?
Huh?
Who was your receivers last year?
Roma
Dogs.
Dunze, who's doing not really anything.
But in
with the
college,
Not doing
he was a
anything.
Bears. Roma Dunze's
dog.
not doing anything.
In
I
college,
can't-
he was a
Jalen
dog.
Polk, who's getting benched for the Patriots.
in
is not
college. He was a
playing good.
dog.
Jalen McMillan's playing good.
In
Jalen
college, he
McMillan's
was
is
a
good.
dog.
No,
Those
Penix,
3 as there was his receivers last year is insane.
I know. But Penix is also making the throws to those guys. It's not like they're wide open either. Like
He has a good arm.
Penix
He throws
can
a good
throw
deep ball.
back shoulders. He has really good placement. He's accurate. Has a great deep ball. Throws with velocity. He's not a mobile quarterback, but he can move out of the pocket. Penix is a very good quarterback, and I think the Falcons become so much more dimensional with him as their starter. Kirk last night could not move. He
Look,
literally would take one step forward and just fall down.
It's a rookie quarterback making his first start.
This
those-
week.
Those
And they
typically
play-
don't go.
Which is what I
Ideally,
said. Why would they not? If they were going to do this, why would they not have played him last week? It's a warm-up game. You're playing the scrubs.
Who does
The
Atlanta
Raiders.
play
They
this
played
week?
the Raiders last week.
No, who did they play this week?
I'm looking right now. But like, why would you not put him in against the Raiders as for a test? They play the Giants.
They do play the Giants.
Wow. Have fun,
You're gonna
kid.
get to see
I'm
it.
excited to see that.
Have
actually.
fun, kid.
I'm excited to see the Giants.
When is
defense
that
get
game?
torched.
Sunday night football.
You know,
Sunday night?
No,
absolutely not.
yeah, Falcons
Oh,
Giants.
wow.
Sunday night.
When is it?
It's 1
I
o'clock.
think it's
game.
Oh.
1 o'clock game.
It's gonna be interesting to see. But back to the
It's a home
playoff
game
picture.
too.
I if I were to bet money, I think how it stands now, I think that's how it finishes.
Yes.
Maybe the placement is different, but the teams that are in now, I think will be the teams that.
I think the only thing that changes that could change are the Ravens and Steelers, and maybe the Bills and Chiefs.
But that's what I'm saying.
Maybe.
Like maybe they change from within the playoff, like maybe different seeding. But the teams that are in the playoff right now, I think will be the ones who end up. In
They
the
actually have a pretty
playoffs.
hard schedule.
The
finishing
Chiefs play the
season out.
Texans, Steelers, Broncos.
You guys have a shot at the one seed.
We might have the easiest schedule remaining.
You guys
in
do.
the
You
NFL.
guys play complete
It's
bums.
Jets, Patriots.
Patriots, Jets, Patriots.
While we're talking about the playoffs, who is your guys' Super Bowl prediction?
Let's give you go first.
I was going to say Lions, but they're just so banged up. Maybe so is the Lions, but
They still put up 42 points.
I agree. No, I agree. You know what? I'm gonna stick with it, just because I really hope it's them. I'm gonna go with. Give me Lions and Chiefs.
I feel like in the NFC, it's hard not to pick the Lions.
Yeah. It would be a lot more comfortable to say them if they weren't so banged up.
I don't trust the Eagles. I think the Eagles are a good team.
I just don't want. I don't want to see them there.
I wouldn't be surprised if the Eagles were in the Super Bowl.
I
I'm
wouldn't
going
be
to go with the
surprised either.
Lions in the NFC. In the AFC, as much as I want to say the Bills,
Bills are gonna bill.
exactly. That's exactly what I'm thinking. The Bills are going to do what the Bills do
They're gonna
every
find
single
a way.
year.
They're somehow gonna find a way to just do it all again.
I'm going with the Lions versus the Ravens.
That's a good one.
I'm taking the Eagles in the NFC, and I'm taking the Bills in the AFC. Who's your winner for the Super Bowl? Why does it feel like it's so quiet in here now?
It is because we all simmered down. Just because the Lions are so banged up, I'm gonna go with the Chiefs three-peating.
I'm going with the Dan Campbell dip teeth Lions.
Dude.
And I mean, I'm taking the Bills. I think the Bills are going to win the Super
I
Bowl.
also want to preface. I'm assuming Mahomes will get healthy again.
I mean,
Obviously,
I think there was a
if he's
report
hurt,
earlier-
then it's a different.
There was a
story.
report earlier today. I'm pretty sure he was a full participant today.
Okay, then there.
So I think he's all right.
Yeah.
I'm taking the Bills to win the Super Bowl, though.
I don't think that's a surprise to anyone
No, but they're gonna. This is their year.
because they're having so much fun.
They are, and they're gonna have the most fun holding that Super Bowl trophy.
And then you're gonna turn off Madden, and then
No, I never win the Super Bowl in Madden with them because their team's only in '84.
oh really? What
They
team
have
is-
so much disrespect for
So
the
you're
Bills.
just
in
bad at
there.
Madden.
Oh
No, of course I win the Super Bowl with the Bills and Madden.
You're
I'm
a-
just
you
saying.
So you lied.
So you're a liar.
I'm
You're a liar.
I'm a liar.
Shame. You guys have anything else to say before we wrap this up?
You want to plug some stuff since you came on here for
Yeah.
us?
Follow me on Twitter at JackPollock16.
He memorized it.
Great stuff on there. Go ODU.
Yeah. Again, if you don't know who he is, watch our college video. That we
Great
have.
stuff on there.
Great
What you
stuff.
got on there?
Great stuff on there.
What do you have on there?
Go ODU.
Is that what you have? Go ODU.
Go Monarchs. Yes.
There you go.
Great stuff on there. Go check out that great stuff.
Check out that stuff. Again, at JackPollock16.
Look,
Uppercase J, uppercase P. Pawlak.
I was gonna say no one knows how to spell Pawlak.
JackPawlak.
I think they know how to spell Jack.
16.
Jake.
Jake.
You say
No.
Jake Pollock?
No.
What is it again?
Very clearly, Jay.
Again, if you don't know who this is, watch our college video and we explain it. Follow us on TikTok at PM Football Podcast. Follow us on Twitter as well at PM Football Podcast. Like, share, subscribe. It will help out a lot. Comment what you would like to see us talk about next, and we'll see you next week.
See ya.